Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Trump says legal woes are a Biden Democrat Party setup, a new form of cheating. I agree 100%. Trump made the comments during a press conference after closing arguments in the New York AG case. He says he did nothing wrong. This is the one where they said he inflated the value of his properties to trick a bank into loaning him more money. Like the biggest lenders in the world and the biggest insurance companies in the world are so freaking stupid, they just loaned him money, just took his word for it. There is not a real estate developer in the world that doesn't put a price tag what they think their property is worth. And the lender goes out and does an assessment, and then they begin the negotiations on the loan. Same with insurance companies. It's been that way forever. I mean, what's next? Pulling a tag off a pillow? Former President Donald Trump said Thursday his legal issues have been a setup by President Biden and the Democrats, declaring that is their new form of cheating in the election. I agree. Trump held a press conference at his Manhattan property at 40 Wall Street on Thursday after closing arguments were delivered in the non-jury civil trial stemming from New York Attorney General Letitia James's lawsuit against him. They want to get like $700 million in fines and take away his business license in New York, basically ending Trump real estate holdings, Trump Incorporated. James sued Trump, his family, and his business empire, claiming he inflated his financial statements and deceived banks. Yeah, because they're so stupid. Trump has denied any wrongdoing. The former president has repeatedly said his assets were actually undervalued. He used the property in Mar-a-Lago as an example. They said it was worth, I forget what, the whole complex was worth like $78 million. And Trump said it was worth $400 million, something like that. And they said, well, that's inflated. Well, West Palm Beach, along the ocean, is some of the most expensive real estate in the entire country, if not the world. An empty lot sells for $15 million, a little small one. It's incredible. Trump has repeatedly said these financial statements had disclaimers requesting the numbers be evaluated by the banks. Yes, of course. Any first-year law student knows that. Trump had been in court twice this week, once in federal appeals court in Washington, D.C., as he argues presidential immunity from charges in special counsel Jack Smith's January 6th case, which is also total bull. And again Thursday for James's case in New York. Of all the cases he's up against, this one about inflating the value of his properties is probably the weakest because there isn't any. The court appearances just came days ahead of his First of the Nation primary contest in Iowa. My legal issues, every one, civil and criminal ones, are all set up by Joe Biden, crooked Joe Biden. Those people that think that the Attorney General and all these prosecutors in New York and around the country that are going after Trump are doing all of this independently. The Department of Justice does things independently without the knowledge or the okay of the president. What a crock of bull. The chief executive, the executive branch, enforces the laws. Don't think for a minute when Mar-a-Lago was raided or any other indictments came down that the president wasn't in consultation with people in the FBI and the DOJ, probably getting the okay first. Don't kid yourself. Unbelievable. This should never happen. He's right. Trump said the New York trial. But then again, this is sponsored by Democrats. I don't think the Democrats know what else to do. Trump pointed the charges against him in special counsel Smith's classified records case, which he pleaded not guilty. Biden is currently under special counsel investigation for the same thing, allegedly improperly retaining classified records. Now, here's the difference. I just hear they want to exonerate Biden. He didn't have the Presidential Records Act. Here's the thing. When Joe Biden took these records from the Senate, boxes and boxes of them, put them in his house, University of Pennsylvania, they're all over the place. He was vice president, not president. That in itself is a felony, multiple felonies period. And no one can talk that away. Only the President of the United States has the authority to declassify documents, not the Vice President, whether it be Mike Pence or Joe Biden. He doesn't have the authority. And I think Kevin McCarthy asked once, how did Biden get him out of the Senate building? What do you do, sneak him out in briefcases? That's a good question. I just hear they want to exonerate Biden. I did nothing wrong, Trump said. You can't have two tiers of justice in this country. Yeah, you mean how a guy that we have video of him instigating and pushing and going after police during the January 6th riot, Ray Epps, got probation and a $500 fine, and other people have been sitting in jail coming up now on 3 years. Some are getting multiple decades in prison. Yeah, there is a two-tier justice system, and I thought that the progressive Democrats were against a two-tier justice system. I thought they had a two-tier justice system against non-white people, and it's so unfair for a century plus, and blah, 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 and it's wrong. Oh, it's only wrong with people you like. Oh, when the Constitution protects people that you don't like, it protects everyone. They're doing it for election interference, and it's true. And I guess you'd consider it a part of the campaign, because if you really look at it, they are doing this, and it's never been done like this in this country. It's like we live in a third world country, a banana republic. I agree. But Trump continued touting his poll numbers in which he leads Biden in a head-to-head matchup. I've seen some as high as 10% nationwide. Now, I'll give you an idea. When it's a congressional year, every 2 years, you'll see a nationwide poll and say the Democrats are up 5 points. In a generic, would you vote for Republican or Democrat for Congress? And say the Democrats are up 5 points. That means Republicans barely take the majority, even with a 5-point lead, because Democrats have such huge numbers in California, New York, and Illinois, and the big cities. It's going to be interesting. He added, so far, I think it's gone very much against them. Symbolic's January 6th travel is set to begin on March 4th, the day before the March 5th Super Tuesday. Whoa, what a coincidence. Scumbag. Primary contest when Alabama, Alaska, American Samoa, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, hopefully be my home state, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Vermont vote to select a GOP nominee. But that has been put on pause to a review by the appeals court and possibly the Supreme Court on Biden's argument of presidential immunity. Next on the calendar was the trial stemming from the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's years-long investigation related to hush money payments during the 2016 presidential campaign. Yeah, money paid to, what was the porn star? I can't even remember her name. That trial set to begin in New York City on March 25th. However, Bragg said he would be flexible on that date pending the decision on trial timing in Smith's case. Yeah. So if it does begin on March 25th, court proceedings will take place just after the Louisiana primary and ahead of April 2nd, when Connecticut, Delaware, New York, Rhode Island, and Wisconsin voters hit the polls to select a GOP nominee. Then Smith's classified documents trial is to begin on May 20th, ahead of the Kentucky primary, the Oregon primary, and the New Jersey primary. Should Trump solidify his lead in GOP nomination, he would spend July 15th through the 18th at the Republican convention in Milwaukee. However, just weeks later, Fulton County, Georgia's attorney Fannie Willis proposed her trial begin. These people are such scumbags. I hope they get what's coming to them. I don't mean violence either. There has to be some kind of justice for this. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all the charges in all cases. Trump's comments Thursday came after he defied New York Judge Arthur Engoron and delivered his own closing argument in court. Trump said his financial statements were perfect and stressed that the bank loans were repaid and are as happy as they can be. And the banks are happy they made money. In fact, the banks even came In fact, the judge wouldn't let one or two of the bank officers appear and say Trump had magnificent financials. We were so secure in that loan, but he wouldn't let them testify. And also, he wouldn't let the letters from these bank officers that Trump had put into the record as evidence. The judge said no. This is not a jury trial, it's a judge trial, and they're going to find him guilty. He's going to have to appeal. When you say don't go outside any of these things, I'm an innocent man persecuted, Trump said to Engoron, while blasting Case's election interference, is saying he is not allowed to talk about it. It's a disservice. Engoron told Trump to wrap up his remarks within 1 minute, but Trump fired back saying, you can't listen for more than 1 minute. Good for you. Good for you. Mr. Keys, please control your client, the judge said to Trump's attorney. However, the former president on their side did nothing wrong. They should pay me for what I've been through. Trump defended his business empire and said he was sued to get publicity. Trump left the courtroom shortly after he spoke and hosted a press conference at his 40 Wall Street property. She's a political hack, the attorney general. The judge is obviously extremely friendly with the group, Trump said, and we'll all see what happens. Trump said there was a chance they surprise everyone on the positive side, but we'll have to see what happens exactly. It's not going to happen. We've proven the case so conclusively that we've asked for a direct verdict many times. They don't have any facts. They don't have any evidence against me. And they don't. This is the weakest case out of all of them. The only one where they might make some hay, maybe is the one in Georgia. But that's still iffy. I'll tell you the truth. This is absolute BS. Absolute BS. There she is. The state where I live in, I feel so much more secure knowing she's the attorney general. Give me a freaking break. And they have dozens of videos showing how when she ran for attorney general, her mantra was going after Trump. This is so pitiful. I hope, and this isn't hypocrisy on my part saying this, I hope when this is all said and done and the smoke clears, and it's all in the history books, that the Republicans grow a set of balls and start going after these monsters just like the Democrats are doing to them. Do not take the high road. And we're above that kind of thing. Stop bringing a knife to a gunfight. That's all I'm going to say. What do you think? Until next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.